Hello friends, I am Priyanka Jadhav working as an assistant professor in JSPM Narai Technical Campus. My institute code is EN6755. I welcome you all in brief introduction to electrical circuit for second year electronics and telecommunication engineering. Let us kick the point electrical equipments for the electrical engineering to know about the different types of electric motors. Let us discuss the today's point. That means without electric motor we can't do anything. That means without electric motor we have don't you we do without electric motor we can't do power tools, electric motor, household appliances or even cars. Let us we will discuss the points for the today's presentation. First we will see the what is DC motor, then working of this DC motor, different types of DC motor, then real life applications of DC motor. First we will know that the DC motor are rarely used in daily life, but for the special purpose of applications there is a such as a rolling mills, compressor, constant head centrifugal pumps. For such operation we can refer the DC motor instead of AC motor, cause when we see the speed torque characteristics of DC motor is more superior than the AC motor. Let us see in details the construction of DC motor. Now we will see the different parts of DC motor. As when we assemble the DC motor, a workman don't know whether this is a DC motor or a DC generator, cause our DC motor and DC generator have the same general construction. Mainly the DC motor is consist of 5 parts. First is the field system, next is the armature system, armature core, armature winding, then commutator and brushes. First we will see the field system. The function of this field system is support to the pole. In this field system we will consider the yoke. Yoke is the outermost peripheral part of our DC motor. It is made up of cast steel or cast iron material and it is used, that means purpose of this yoke is to protect our inner parts as well as the armature against the moist and duster. Then second part is the field magnet. It consists of the poles, pole core and pole shoes. Due to the enlarged shape of the pole shoes, it will give the maximum number of flux, and these flux are passes from field pole to the armature through the air gap. Okay, this will supports to the field coil. Next point is the field winding. This field winding are nothing but these are the number of copper conductor or number of aluminum conductors are connected in series or parallel to form a winding, and this winding is mounted on this pole will form the field winding. And when we give the DC supply to our field winding, then the current is flowing through that field winding and it will produces the flux. We will see the next part of our DC motor is the armature core. Armature core is mounted on the machine shaft. Okay, then this has a cylindrical drum shape, and on its outer ferry there we can use the number of slots. On these slots we can mount the conductor, that means armature winding is mounted on that. There is a one keyword and this is located to the inner diameter. Next part is the armature winding. As we know that similar to your field winding, the armature winding is made up by the copper or aluminum conductor. That means number of aluminum and copper conductor are connected in series or parallel manner to form a winding, and these are mounted on these slots which are outer periphery of the armature. Then the slots are made up of outer periphery. Then when the conductors are connected in series and parallel. When these conductors are connected in series, then we will getting the higher voltage, or when we connected this conductor and in parallel, then we can get the higher current. Next part is the commutator. Commutator is the mechanical rectifier which can convert our alternating voltage into the DC direct voltage. Commutator are made up from copper segments insulated from the each other with mica, and it is mounted on a shaft. Now we'll see the brushes. Brushes are used to connect our rotating commutator to the stationary externally load circuit. These brushes are made up of the carbon material, and if the pressure on these brushes is adjustable by the adjustable spring. If the pressure is less, then the spark is occur, and if the pressure is high, it will there is a miscommunication between the commutator and brushes. That means heating will be increases between the commutator and brushes. Next we will see the armature winding. This armature winding, depending on this connection, it is divided into two types. One is the wave type winding and another is the lap type winding. First we will see the what is wave type winding. In this when you go for the lap type winding, we will get the number of parallel paths must be equal to your number of poles, and as we getting that this lap winding is suitable for high current and low voltage machines. Whereas when we go for the wave, now we will see the wave winding. The armature coils are connected in series through the commutator segments, which can be converted into two parallel paths. That means irrespective of the number of poles. Hence, in will says that in wave type winding, the number of parallel paths must be always equal to 2. These two parallel paths, this winding is suitable for high voltage and low current machines. Now we will see the what is the working principle of our DC motor. When we give the DC supply to the two terminals of the DC motor, then the field magnets are excited to generate the alternate N and S pole. Also, the armature conductors carry the currents. All conductors under N pole are rotating in one direction, and the number of conductors carrying current under S pole is rotating in a opposite direction. That means suppose there are number of current carrying conductor under the N pole is rotating in a clockwise direction. Same times the number of conductors carrying current under the S pole is rotating in a anticlockwise direction. Okay. Then when this then the phenomenon is occurs that whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, then EMF will be generated, and the force is according to Lenz's law, and the force is acting on that, and this direction of that force is given by Fleming's left hand rule. Now we will see the what is Fleming's left hand rule. Stretch your first three fingers of your left hand in such a manner they will make the 90 degree to each other. Then thumb indicates the direction of force, first finger indicates the direction of field, and middle finger indicates the direction of current. The different forces, the direction of forces is same for the all time. Now we will see the what is back EMF. When we give the DC supply to our field winding, then field winding produces the current, flux, and the conductors which are mounted on the armature, these are rotating and the flux are cut by that conductor. Hence, the EMF will be induced in this armature. This generated EMF is in the opposite direction to the supply voltage, hence it is known as the back. Now we will discuss the different types of DC motors. According to the types of connection of field winding and the armature winding, the DC motor having the three types. First type, when we connect our field winding and armature winding are connected in parallel, then this type of motor is known as the DC shunt motor or DC parallel motor. When we connect the field winding in series with the armature winding, then that type of motor is known as the DC series motor. And the combination of DC series motor and DC shunt motor is nothing but our compound motor. Now we will see the what is DC shunt motor. As discussed earlier, the field winding is connected in parallel with the armature winding. Then the voltage across the field winding and armature winding must be same. But in this, when we go for the shunt motor, there the this field winding having the large number of turns of the thick wire. Okay, hence the resistance of this field winding is more as compared to your armature winding. Hence it will produces the less current as compared to your armature winding. Next, due to this reason, there is a high torque is produced in a DC shunt motor. Hence, when we go for the characteristics of this DC shunt motor, as the torque is goes on increasing, our speed of this motor is remains constant. Now, see the second part of this DC motor is DC series motor. In this DC series motor, the field winding is connected in series with the armature. Now, this field winding having the thick wire with less turns. Hence, the maximum current will be flowing through that. Hence, it will generate the high starting torque at initially. Hence, when we go for the characteristics of this DC series motor, as we will getting the high speed for the low torque, and as the torque is goes on increasing, our speed of the motor is goes on decreasing, and vice versa. Now, see the third motor is our compound motor. It is the combination of series motor and shunt DC motor. In this compound motor, the field winding is divided into two parts. Depending on this connection of this field winding, this compound motor are divided into two types. One is the short shunt compound motor and second is the long shunt compound motor. In a short shunt compound motor, the shunt field winding is connected across the armature only. Then we will say that this motor is the short shunt DC motor, DC compound motor. When we connect our shunt field winding in the series combination of series field winding with armature winding, then that type of motor is known as the long shunt compound motor. This DC shunt motor is used in lathe machine, constant head centrifugal pumps, reciprocating pumps, fans, milling machines, then large laundry washing machine, then compressors, elevators and vacuum cleaners. In that we can use the DC shunt motor. When we go for the DC series motor, it has the characteristics is a high starting torque. Hence, when we require the high starting torque, at that time we can use this DC series motor, such as in traction, in railways, rolling mills, hoist and lifts. In that we can use the DC series motor. Now, we will see the applications of DC compound motor. This DC compound motor is nothing but it is the combination of DC series motor and DC shunt motor. In the rolling mills, variable heads, centrifugal pumps, then processors, then conveyors, then lift, these are the applications of DC compound motor.